Hello, hello, and welcome. I am Professor Mark, and I'm going to teach everyone how to play the PokéCatch alternative play version of the Pokemon trading card game. Now, when I did the Learn to Play events at Gen Con, we used kind of this format along with a couple of the other formats to talk through and train players how to play the game, and then they were able to do that, learn to play, and continue on into the basic pre-built EX Battle Clash, I think is what the event was called, with a full 60 card deck. But we're going to start on this journey. I'm going to do it the same way that I did at Gen Con, so we'll have a little bit of story with it. It will be a 3-part journey. It'll be 3 different video series, 3 different videos on this channel. So come back for part 2 and part 3 once I actually get to it. We're doing part 1 right now, but had a lot of people who wanted to learn how to play, get introduced to it. This first part is very much a beginner's step to it. The assumption is that you know a little bit of how to play board games or card games in general, but you really don't need to know anything about Pokemon to be able to start on this journey. And with every good Pokemon journey, I want you to imagine that you are a new Pokemon trainer. You have not done anything in the Pokemon world, but you're ready to start on your journey. And for step 1 on this journey, step 1, part 1, I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, but you are a Pokemon trainer, and I want you to imagine that you have just stepped into the tall grass. So before we dive into the rest of that narrative, let's see. I have a, and I'm going to, hopefully I shrunk down already. I put everything into my PokéCatch and Basic Battle deck into my nice Iono box. If you've been following on the different videos on the channel, you know that we've been hunting with our pack battles on the rest of the channel, where we can go through and choose some of our basic Pokemon to join us. And yeah, that's part of the fun, is building with you guys, talking through how it's going to play, and let's go start and talk through some of the basics. So for PokéCatch, you need basically 2 different types of decks. You need one with energy so that you can have energy attached to your Pokemon, and you need some Pokemon to be able to catch in that tall grass that you just stepped into. As the Pokemon journey usually starts, you enter tall grass, a Pokemon appears, and of course you want to capture it. So you already have a couple Pokeballs. You're going to learn how to capture them, and we're going to get you 3 Pokemon to join us on this adventure. So what is an energy card? An energy card is anything that says kind of energy, and it's one of the 3 main types of cards in the Pokemon trading card game. You can see we have lots of different colors here. Each color does correspond to a type. You have the green for grass, you have purple for psychic, water for blue, or blue for water, and red for fire, etc., etc. You'll hear yellow as lightning energy or electric type. You'll hear the gray here as metal or steel type. And then you will see, so there's brown for fighting, and then we'll have this dark color, more of a black, kind of a fun bluish black, and that's our dark type. So the energy actually, like in different text on the rules, it'll say lightning or it'll say electric, things like that, but they are one and the same. What you really need to care about is the color of the energy, because how we catch our Pokemon, when the Pokemon do appear, we do want to try and capture them by attaching energy to a Pokemon equal to its highest attack cost. And what I mean by that, so let's take a look at this Pokemon. This is Paldean Wooper. You can see the name is at the very top. There's information across all of the different pieces of the card. You have the type of the card that's up here. It is either basic, stage 1, stage 2, maybe it's an EX, maybe it's a V or a V star or a V max. You can have different stuff there. If you go back into older sets, there's even more types, but today we're just dealing with basic Pokemon. And we can see down here, we have this beautiful artwork, always fun artwork. The piece that we care about for PokéCatch is down in this lower section. So we have Paldean Wooper has 2 different attacks, and the attacks have different names. We have Stampede and we have Playful Kick. Now to the left of any attacks, it's going to tell you what the attack cost is. So that means the amount of energy that it takes to be able to do that attack. And then to the right, we can see how much damage it is. But we're going to get into damage in the basic battle in next video. We only care about what the highest energy cost attack is for the for PokéCatch to be able to do it. So if I wanted to capture Paldean Wooper and it was on the board just like so, I would go through and I would need to make sure I have the right energy. And with that, I do need at least 1 dark energy. So you can see at the very top, I don't know why, like I got cat hair, sorry. I'm trying to do an important video. Jasmine's hanging out. I love it, sorry. It's a little bit of me coming through the teacher mode. We're having fun. Part of this whole training is to know that we are supposed to have fun, and Pokemon trading card game is a lot of fun if you let it. It can also be very serious, but it should be fun. Anyway, at the top right of every Pokemon card, you'll see there's going to tell you what type it is, and those are match up the symbols with what our energy is. So this is the second kind of type of cards in the trading card game. They are Pokemon cards. You want to know what type it is, it's on the top right. Those symbols also appear for the energy cost of attacks. And you can see we have a Stampede that has a white symbol, and then we have a dark symbol and another white symbol. These white symbols are actually just kind of like an asterisk symbol. They stand for colorless. That means any energy will work for those. So if I only had a grass energy, I could still attach that to my Paldean Wooper. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and move that there. So I can attach that to my Paldean Wooper. This is how I like to do attachment. You can attach however you want, as long as it's clear to you how much energy you have and it's clear to your opponent how much energy you have. There's no real wrong way to attach, but I like to do this because it shows it's really attached to that Pokemon. There's very little question. So I've attached a grass energy. That does count for the first attack. So that will equal a Stampede, but it says I need 2 energy to be able to do this Playful Kick. And one of those energy has to be a dark. So I will also attach a dark energy, but it's a dark and a colorless, which means I can have that dark, and as long as that dark's attached, I can put any other energy to equal that other attack cost. So any one of these would work, and then I would equal the highest attack cost for that Pokemon, and then I would be able to capture it in PokéCatch. And then when I capture it, I move my Paldean Wooper into my prize pile, and I discard the rest of the energy. So that is how you capture a Pokemon in PokéCatch, but let's go ahead and get the game. This is a 2-player game. You can grab somebody else to join in on the fun. It's just going to be me today. So I will try and play both sides to show you how it works. Let's say the people or the hand at the top will be Jasmine for us. How about that? I will play against Jasmine today and see who can win the PokéCatch battle. So we each get to draw from a collective energy pile. And like I said, we are new Pokemon trainers. You hear that, Jasmine? We are new Pokemon trainers. She doesn't care. Did you see that look? You don't care one bit, do you? I love it. She's just here for the fun. We are new Pokemon trainers. We are entering the grass, and Pokemon appear in front of us. So 4 Pokemon are going to appear in front of us, just like so. And then we'll have the pile over there. Let me make sure all of this is in frame for everyone. And we have Pokemon here. We see there are different attacks. Looks like all of the attacks for the Pokemon cost 2 for the highest cost attack. This one needs a water and a colorless. This one just needs 2 colorless. That means any energy is going to work there. We have a fighting and a colorless, and then a metal or a steel and a colorless over here. Each player draws 2 cards. That is their starting hand. And then to start out, we have dice somewhere. We don't, or we have a coin. Anyway, usually you flip a coin to figure out who's going to go first. And for today, we're just going to have me go first, but one player would flip a coin and then call heads or tails. There's also the dice where you can have, if it's translucent, then you can call it to be a flip of even or heads, tails, or odds or tails. So that's what those coin flipper dice in some of the Elite Trainer boxes and other products have. If you don't have a coin, if you don't have damage counters, visit your friendly local game store. I'm sure they have extra stuff. They usually have like cardboard sleeves or any of the products. A lot of the products come with extra damage counters, either cardboard or any of that stuff. You can see I have a nice collection of damage counters down there. Maybe you can't see. But it comes in a lot of different products. Ask your friend, ask somebody at your league, at your Pokemon local league, to be able to do it. And I'll touch base on some of those links. There will be links in the description on, finding a local event and some of the rules that I'm talking through with the Alternative Play Handbook, and then the rules and resources as well. There's some fun stuff you can get from the Pokemon website to do this at home. And I'm sure you have plenty of cards that you can pull from to build your own PokéCatch deck. All right, so I'm going to choose, I have coin flipped. I won the coin flip. I'm going to say I'm going to go first, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up my hand. And what we see is we have a fire and a psychic. Now, you don't really want to show your opponent what cards you have in your hand. This is just for demonstration purposes. You're going to be able to see what I have, but the very important part of a Pokemon turn, you always start your turn by drawing. You draw a card, you can attach 1 energy for turn, and then you end your turn by passing. So I'm going to draw to start my turn. And it looks like I have a fire, a psychic, and a water now. And I think I like this Frigibax over here. So I'm going to go ahead and try and capture that Frigibax. I'm going to attach an energy there, and then I'm going to put my hand down. I'm going to pass to my opponent. So let's take a look, Jasmine. What do you got? You have a psychic and a fire as well. I'm going to draw. I have an electric here. There's no fire. There's no real electric. But we're gonna try and catch the cat here. So I'm gonna attach and then pass. So that is an example of a turn back and forth. Now, to win the PokéCatch game, we are trying to get 3 Pokemon of different types. Remember, I told you that at the very top and the different colors equal different types of Pokemon. So I want 3 different types of Pokemon that I can capture and put into my score pile. You can go for the same card that your opponent's going for, but since Jasmine's already going for Esper, I think I'm going to start trying to capture this Roly-Coly because I just pulled that fighting. I want to show my intention that I'm going to try and get that one. Okay? And then we have start Jasmine's turn. There's a dark energy. I'm just going to go ahead and put that energy there. That means I have 2 energy attached to Esper. The highest Pokemon or highest attack has 2 there, which means Jasmine captures Esper. We're going to go ahead and put Esper into her pile, her score pile. That energy goes in the discard, and then a new Pokemon appears. We have a Goomy on the board there. How fun is that? Alrighty, I'm going to draw to start my turn. I'm going to go ahead and capture Roly-Coly. And then that goes to score pile, discard, move on over. Now we have Voltorb, and it goes over to Jasmine's turn. So yeah, you're kind of, hopefully you're understanding exactly, or not exactly, what things are going on. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Well, I'm going to attach there for Pharaoh Seed. I was hoping there'd be another cat Pokemon that would pop up. And then for my turn, I can go ahead and start going for that one, but I think I'm going to try and go for Goomy. I see it needs a water and a metal for Goomy. Then I will draw for Jasmine. Can't capture that one yet. Let's go ahead and put that there. For my turn, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 waters. So 1 water equals, but 2 waters is how much energy it needs. And then I'm going to capture a Frigibax. And we will have Murkrow appear over there. Oh, and then it's Jasmine's turn. Jasmine draws. She got her metal energy that she needs to capture Pharaoh Seed. And then there we are. I will draw for turn. I don't have a water yet, so I can't capture Goomy. But I think I am going to try and go for Sprigatito since I already have a water there, and odds are she's just going to capture the Voltorb and win for us. She's going to draw. She can use anything there, capture Voltorb, and Jasmine, just because of the series of events, has won PokéCatch with 3 different Pokemon card types. So there you go. Now, if you're following along and you are playing against somebody, save those 3 Pokemon there and go into the next video for part 2 of our journey, which is a basic battle. You can always go back and choose 3 Pokemon to battle with later. Just like this, if I was going to try and get that Goomy, I'm going to go ahead and select Goomy. So moving into the next kind of step, we want 3 Pokemon versus 3 Pokemon of basic types there. And that's where the Pokemon, the selection has to be kind of even, but not horribly even. But yes, that card goes over here into the discard. And that is PokéCatch. Let me know if you have any questions down below. There are plenty of other things on this card that has, let's see, do I have anything? There we go. Esper. So there's plenty of other information on a Pokemon card. You know, name, hit points. Hit points we'll get into the next game with a basic battle. You know about the attacks and the damage it does over there. There's extra fun information that doesn't affect the card game at all, but it has some fun little pieces about the game. I do use like the number, the Pokedex number for the Pokemon up there. There are some other pieces down here. There's a cat hair on the cat. There are pieces down here that says weakness, resistance, and retreat. We will get into that into phase 3 or part 3 of our journey into learning the trading card game. So bear with me. There's a lot of other stuff here on for the game, and then there's stuff that doesn't affect the game, but it affects collectors and other fun information for each Pokemon. But we're going to go on this journey together. Hopefully that all made sense. Like I said, please post any questions that you have down in the comments. I will try and reply to the comments and get those answered in the comments. If there's any follow-up or anything, I will link for a future video on any of those answers. Or maybe I'll record and try and redo this video to add on some of those questions if I can't explain it cleanly in a comment. And worst case, I'll just do a follow-up video on questions that came up on this Learn to Play series. I think this is going to be one of the newer series that are starting on my channel. Like I said, I really do like teaching the Pokemon card game. I like doing it at this kind of slower pace. You guys can pause, you can rewind, you can magnify and zoom in if you need to see something that's on a card. All sorts of stuff. Oh, I guess we'll get into a later video, but when you don't have sleeves for your cards, I do like to do this kind of pool pile shuffle. If you do it enough, then it really does mix things up. And that's kind of the easiest that I found for people with smaller hands. Of course, you can see I have giant hands because my hands almost fill the entire size of a card, versus I know it's probably like that for some of the the littler hands in the format players in the world. But we'll go over different shuffling techniques in a later video as well. So let me know if you want to see that, all the different shuffling techniques that I know about, things that are allowed at a Pokemon tournament, things that are not allowed as well. That might be a video as well. But any questions are welcome on this video, whether or not they pertain here or something I can cover in a future topic. Thank you so much for joining. Feel free to subscribe, hit that like button, do a share of this video. It definitely helps the channel, helps us all out, and you are welcome to join us. I like to say that you all are my melodies because everyone has a unique song and we all are playing in this band of life together. So welcome, and you are more than welcome to join us on all the different stuff. My other videos are usually just silly pack battles, opening up products, but having fun with you guys, opening up the different cards and different products that come out. There's so many products that come out all the time, and I know not everybody can keep up. I'm trying to keep up, and that's part of the fun, is sharing with all of you what's going on. So thank you. Remember to keep singing the song in your heart, and in the end, a little music goes a long way.